Hi everybody, it's Saturday, February 7th, and my name's Cameron, and I'm going to demonstrate to you today how I'm going to filter 5 gallons of my homebrew. I did a clone of Cain and Abel from Two Brothers Brewery out of Warrenville, Illinois, and tonight I'm drinking Domaine DePage, which is also from Two Brothers Brewery. And what I did was, normally you rack to a secondary, and then you have the secondary, then you got to come out of that, and if you want to filter, you have to go into a bright keg, and then after the bright keg, it goes into a serving keg. So all that stuff you have to clean, and also you have to use CO2 to push it. So what me and my brother tried to come up with is a way to take it out of your primary, don't move it to a secondary. And the more I read and listened to podcasts and such, they said there was no reason to move it to a secondary. And I used US-05, and it finished nicely. I tested it with the hydrometer, and I was about probably somewhere around 6.7 to 7% alcohol, and that's exactly what the recipe did. I used brew in a bag, so it turned out really well. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you here as soon as I can switch around the camera, and we'll take a look at how this system works. So here is the bottom of my stairs. I have a line, 3/8 line, I'm sorry, 1/4 inch beer line going into my quick connect through the dip tube. And then over here on my, which normally would be the CO2 in, I'm just using this as a way, just in case the keg would overflow or something, I'd have it into a clean bucket. So everything's, there is oxygen in there, but the oxygen will be pushed from this. So I'm not going to use a CO2 tank to do this. I'm going to use gravity. And as I come up here, I used star sand today and there is a video on that too, of where I put star sand through all my tubing using a bottled water pump and a 5-gallon bottle of star sand. If you want to check out my video on that, you can use that for any beer line or any type of line to sanitize it very easily. But here up top of the stairs is my 5 gallons of beer. And so I'm going to begin to filter through gravity in just 1 second. So here we are. I got the beer line hooked up, and interestingly enough, I had to push the pressure relief valve on the top there because I had it all hooked up to the dip tube and had the cover on. But I think it just had such a tight seal that it didn't have enough something on the other end. So anyways, it's flowing now, and the beer is really clear, and it's coming through. I can see it coming out. I don't know if you can see that on the video, but it's coming through, and that's without pushing any CO2 or anything. And it might take a little while, but I'm willing to just let her and do it till it empties the keg, or empties the fermenter. So I'll be back in a little bit and let you know how it went. Okay, well, I found out that I couldn't have such a tight seal on this. I had to have the at least something open enough hole so that when something got pushed in through the beer dip tube, air is coming out. Because I was using just, that was my wrench, I had the gas in as like a way to do it, but that hole that's on the fitting on the post isn't that's not big enough, or enough air can't get out as I'm trying to push the beer in, which means I have good push with gravity, and it is flowing real good. It's just that I couldn't have that all so tight. So air's coming out, beer's going in through the dip tube. So that's my lesson on that. And should take about a half hour or more, and you can see that the top of that spray bottle was about where the beer was to begin with. And I've been going for about 15 minutes, not even. So why go to a secondary, then to a bright keg, then to a serving keg? I used one primary fermenter, and it was a bottling bucket, into a 5 micron filter into my serving keg. It's pretty sweet. And if I have my way, I'd have a fast ferment at the top of those stairs, where I could have actually racked all that stuff off the bottom of it and harvested my own yeast, which I still could do, but from the time being, I'm just going to buy yeast. So hope this gives somebody else some sort of motivation to try it. It's working good for me, and no CO2 wasted, not a bunch of cleaning. Just got to clean up this beer line, which, like I said, is easy to do. When I used my pump over here this morning to sanitize it, I can do the same thing to clean it very easily. So, prost everyone. Have a good day.